Hi, Angry Ecologist here. By now you've probably heard about the use of goat grazing for vegetation management or habitat restoration. But how exactly does it work? We start with an intact habitat consisting of native plants, animals, and other members of that ecological community. But something happens along the way to introduce non-native plants and provide them with a foothold. Next thing you know, additional species of non-native plants take hold and the numbers of all the introduced species increase, leading to the eventual choking out of the original native plants. So then humans use domesticated livestock, often sheep, goats, or cattle, to come in and eat those plants. And sure enough, the plants get eaten. Eventually, the native plants return and a healthy ecosystem is restored thanks to the use of domesticated livestock. There's just one thing missing from that lovely story: a magic wand that causes the grazing of livestock to somehow result in the return of native plants. I mean, there's a pretty huge chunk of detail left out right at the end there, wouldn't you agree? Goats eat, native plants return. How? Are the goats bringing native plants or native plant seeds with them in order to reestablish that habitat? Are the goats carefully resisting eating any native plants that still survive there, focusing only on eating the plants that aren't wanted? The concept becomes even more head-scratching when you find out that the reason most native plants are missing in the first place is because of the introduction of domesticated livestock and the invasive plants that came with them. But here we are, using the source of the original problem as a solution to that problem. So, how exactly does that work? The answer is that it doesn't. But you've been told that it does, and you've been told that it does so many times that you believe it. And now you are ready to defend that concept, even if you can't explain how it works. If this is contrary to what you've been told, I would imagine that right about now, you want some examples to back up these claims. Well, by all means, I have 3 years worth of documentation at 7 different locations. Knock yourself out. So let's take a little journey together, looking more closely at the use of livestock for vegetation management and habitat restoration. After that, we'll look at the use of livestock grazing for fire fuel reduction and the creation of defensible space.